We're going to have to find out, aren't we?
Gambit prevails.
Gambit. Yeah, I think I can see that world, too. Of course, that would be Gambit and NiP, the ninjas in pajamas. We're going to be kicking things off here with Ancient, Vertigo, and Mirage in this best-of-3 series. Do or die time for both teams. And it's going to be Sadakist and Moses delivering the action.
Thank you so much. Yes, delivering indeed. I agree with Yanko. Hobbit's a bit of a baby-faced killer. Kassad's saying you're not going to get, shit-talking from Gambit. I think that was low-key, in his
That was, but that's the most, isn't it?
Yeah, but I like the pat. Sometimes you don't have to be direct. Sometimes it's better. To me, that's good enough. That is nice. He said what he needed to say. He didn't throw it in his face, and it was low-key fire. It was good.
Low-key fire. Well, here we go. Rez going to be the first man on defense, going to back up behind the smoke. And Gambit's taken over the A bomb site here in this pistol round. 2 players in Donut. There'll likely be a third joining up with them, but Hobbit's going to be on that lurk. Oh, what a good shot. Rez grabbed the angle, takes off his head. There's Fuzi with one on Exile as well. Oh, dreams might be coming true in this pistol round. Dualies are going to start pushing up. That's Plopski and Esatag with those, but Gambit's in so much trouble. Utility has cleared out, and Hobbit's got to do a lot of work. Shiro doing his best to hold on until Hobbit arrives, and they've turned this round. And man, again, just like Yanko said, they win by submission in this round. They're just grinding it back into their favor as they go on, and the Dualies started to get busted out. Shiro's got a chance, one chance, and Plopski oh so low, hiding behind the boxes. That jump is dangerous. Shiro wants the tap. He wants it, and he's got it at the end. Pistol round for Gambit.
Even now, Jason, when the Dualies have red HP and just have to hit one, they still can't get a clutch for you. They still just can't do it.
Yeah, well, hopping up and jumping around, it didn't feel like the most accurate of decisions to make, and that is, oh man, what a wild turnaround. Remember, they get the bomb planter through the smoke, they get a second kill. That's a 5-on-3 with utility cleared from everything. The flank from Hobbit was just so impactful. Incredible stuff from Hobbit, a couple of nice kills, even though Plopski takes him down. And great clutch from Shiro. That's a last bullet in the P250.
So they'll rotate around, as we often see, trying to get position on Ancient early toward the front side of the Jaguar, and that's doubled up right now. Good view of it. Our security camera in the corner that they don't even know exists. I mean, these guys are trying to pull off a perfect heist, and we just have security cameras everywhere.
Well, it is a national monument, right? There is no real access. Oh, they all turn, they all spin around. Inters, he knows they're going to have to peek into him. Nice triple kill.
Inters intercepts that stack. Sometimes you gotta make it obvious. Shiro's gonna take Rez. He's gotten dinked in the process, though, down to 17. No one directly near him, but well aware, Hampus, is the fact that they're working in from behind. It's 2 rounds. And a pistol that is converted, going the way of Gambit early on. It's crazy to think. This is for the spot in the Spodek, and you have to consider that, yes, Gambit are the absolute favorites, but NiP, a team that has also been on that stage so many times. They've played in finals so many times here at IEM Katowice, and they might not even get a chance to set foot inside.
I mean, just coming into this event, not even considering the historical context of NiP in this stage, I mean, I don't even think a whole lot of people would have predicted this NiP coming in, not a whole lot of confidence they'd be able to make it this far. So pretty impressive that they're getting here, and obviously with that series win over Gambit to start the group stage, had to feel good. Default spread from Gambit. NiP control lane towards the B bomb site for the moment. You've got Plopski looking out from Jaguar. Actually moving out from Jaguar. And Esatag and him have a nice little crossfire as they clear out all the nooks and crannies. Silence across the map.
Yeah, silence indeed. Exile clearing out as many corners as he can, working in toward the A main position. Rez is boosted up CT side. No one else, oh, I was about to say no one else inside of the side. Excuse me, Hampus has just rotated back to Temple now. Contact already made. And Rez will fall off and retreat into the donut hallway instead. The Inters play with Nafany does at least, although they don't get a kill here, does at least reveal that there's 2 over on that side of the map. And Esatag and Plopski are pushed so far down, the players on A should go because there still has to be a rotation back. Unfortunately, they can't get kills required, but now Exile does. Again, it's not the kills on A, it was the information to get inside of the site, but well recovered from NiP to rotate back around. And on the retake, success, they'll find their first round in the game, 2-1.
Exile thought that second player he killed was the closest rotator to the A bomb site. Never realized, I believe that was Hampus pushing up through towards Temple, so gets caught off by that timing. But NiP didn't really hold their nerve. I mean, just this one presence of the MAC-10 firing off from Nafany. They do eventually get the kills, but before those kills came out, everyone rotated away. As you said, Rez dropped off his boost. Hampus even started cheating back as well from Temple. I mean, NiP had a good setup and kind of gave it up just by a small presence towards lane. They do recover, though, despite a couple stellar shots from Exile. 2-1 in the early going. And an AWP is going to be in the hands of Shiro.
So 2 kills for Hampus that time. A lot of talk and chatter, you know, trying to game lead on this team with Hampus right now and a lot of the moving parts that have gone into it, but he's been fragging very well, all things considered. And, you know, you go back to the major on this map, and it was also a map, although in that series, it was the 3rd map to decide if they were going to make it through to the playoffs or not. And Hampus was quite clever in a few smokes and diffuses on the B site. So he's definitely one to watch for NiP on this map.
Here we go, early timeout taken by Gambit on their T side. A little bit of a, I don't want to call it a low buy, but Exile down to the Deagle. Nafany on the MAC-10. Deep smoke for the defense towards the double doors. That's going to plume. 2 players heading there for Gambit at the moment.
Problem with that smoke is exactly this. Nafany knows that it's thrown from spawn, and he can beat it. So it does hold a bit of an angle to maybe push down the lane, but it's... I'm not a big fan of it. I don't know. You're the coach on this one, Jason. I don't think it does enough to hold off the tees.
It gives the possibility for aggression. It's not meant to stop the tees. It's meant to stop any kind of vision or maybe a follow-up player. So, I mean, it gives the possibility they can have that aggression. Nate comes in. Nafany looks left. Plopski's right. Can't get the follow-up. Good trade from Hobbit. Brilliant trades from Gambit. 2 for 2. And this is kind of what Yanko was talking about. Just default opening from Gambit. They find some kills, and now it's about, you know, them just working together. There's no real set plan at the moment. Still just going to see what they can find. In that sense, it's hard sometimes to figure out what Gambit wants to do, what tendencies they have in the mid-round.
Exile starts to clear out Jaguar yet again. 3-on-3 this time, and Rez the only one over toward A. Bomb with Shiro is inside of middle, and they're all going to gather in that position. I actually kind of get the feeling they want to go straight up middle, and they can react according to what they're presented with. They could wrap Donut and let Shiro try and pick inside of the A side, having that range advantage, but yeah, they're going to go. This is going to be a full play that basically gives them the options, lets them react to the information attained.
Yeah, and we know this part of the map is real vulnerable once a couple defenders start going down.
So the first player they'll come to contact with is Hampus, who has the gap in the boxes and is well aware of the fact they could be in that direction. The fact they see him at the lane, they'll go right through CT. That gives them 2 rights of passage. Shiro needs to hurry up on this to the A site, and they've already got Rez. So this one is all about Fuzi. He's rotated early. He was pushed at B looking for information. He might be in Donut quicker than they expect, having already passed by middle, and therefore gets the shot onto Inter's butt. With the smoke down, they still have the information. Exile goes back around to catch the lurk, and Hampus in rotation. Round should be done on that alone.
Fuzi could win it if he went for it, but I mean, it's so tough to work up the courage to come down that narrow lane against an AWP, especially when your position is known, low health as well, and he's going to back off. Good win from Gambit. Yeah, you could even see, I mean, attacking towards middle, you make that contact up towards the boxes by the B bomb site. Defender there has to use a defensive smoke because he doesn't even feel comfortable, and that defensive smoke gives Gambit the clearance to just turn towards A. Well done from Gambit, splitting the defense off. A 2-for-2 trade in the early going of the round. And they only lose Hobbit after that. So 3-1 out of the timeout. Gambit maintain an advantage and put NiP in a weird money situation early on. But they can have, they're going to buy. They can drop 1 weapon on Fuzi. That can be passed over to somebody. Plopski can buy a rifle as well. So they'll be in a similar situation. 3 rifles and 2 less powerful weapons.
So 3-1 for Gambit again on T side. That's off the back of a good start, but this time presented with a gun round. Very CT-sided map thus far in the pool. It makes me a little bit happy that we haven't had too many changes on the map yet. It says 2 things. It says that it was quite balanced when it came in, although, again, you could argue it's CT-sided, but it was the play style of it wasn't too bad. And also, I think you can be victim of doing too many changes without letting it play out. So you're getting a better sample size for Valve, but I do think there's some that should come to this map. And your point, it feels very big, the rotations. Even just looking at the minimap, look at the space, the blank spaces between, you know, the playable areas. Yeah, you could change that. I think coverage in the bomb site.
Certainly.
Still.
As far as new maps go, this ain't bad at all. They've kind of nailed it considering some of the historical maps that they've brought in that we've had to have sweeping changes to. This one's great, at least in the early going. They're going to back off. Early pressure applied to the A bomb site. They forced Molotov out, a little bit of utility, and just back away. Content with that. Gambit now moving towards middle. Hobbit and Exile. The bomb will be left for them as well in case they want to transition into other options. 3 players coming through the double doors. Esatag to defend with a Deagle. Plopski's there in cave with an M4 as well. Esatag's got the only utility though. Smoke 2 flashes.
Smoke and 2 flashes. And contact. S-Tag out. Nafany getting the kill, but Plopski turns around and puts it straight back into him. Plopski's going to try and move up closer as well. He might get a secondary peek on this. Hampus, does he have a flash? Yes, he could actually flash him in for a peek, given that he's playing on the wall, and he's going to try that exactly now. Plopski not spotting anyone. Shiro, remember, does reveal a shadow in that position, but I don't even think he was close enough to show that.
Yeah, but look at Hobbit at middle. This is what Gambit's so dangerous with. They're applying pressure to the B bomb site using these flashes, using this utility, and Hobbit's lurk is just so effective. It's all down to timing for when Fuzi decides to turn.
That's the key. Fuzi's looking, but timing is absolutely right. He could still sneak by. Fuzi's putting focus on the site now, thinking, well, 25 seconds, he's not going to be there, but here we go. Exile getting Plopski down. Fuzi has no idea. Hobbit's going to run. He'll hear this? No, oh, yes, he does last minute. He turns and he gets it. Nice shot to find Hobbit, who thought he had a free one. Exile still, though, protected by smoke, will take out Hampus. Rez on the flank, trying to spray through to deny the default. It won't work. In fact, it gives him away. And Shiro up close and personal. It's the shotgun up to put him down as Fuzi desperately wants to get back into this now with the AK-47. Holding in this lane the whole round. Is about to be surrounded. And Exile, what a round overall from him. 3 kills and another for Gambit.
He's been spectacular for Gambit. And yeah, what a tough position to be in. You're getting encroached upon from so many different angles, and there's so many weird timings that he had to worry about throughout that round. Even just the presence of Hobbit, even though he gets that kill on the flank, that's going to make you a little bit uneasy and a little bit nervous. Plopski couldn't delay a whole lot. Hampus with a nice shot makes it interesting. But as you mentioned, a phenomenal round from Exile, who just handles business. And Shiro, this is great. Rez spamming his entire magazine into the wall, and Shiro will take the opportunity with the smoke up to punish him for his insolence. 4-1, a 3-round lead.
4 players with the pistols at the B site. For NiP, they'll go for the stairs stack. Pillar for Rez and Fuzi back in the lane as he was last round as well. Bomb is just waiting this out because Gambit's aware that they're up against an eco situation.
Can we give a shout out to Coach Groove behind Gambit? Looking clean, looking nice, coach in a suit.
Yeah, he's looking the part.
No Bill Belichick's here. Nafany gonna take control.
Is he the intern? No, really, what's offside?
Patriots fans having a heart attack.
Yeah, well, Nafany trying to get a small, or rather, excuse me, a nade through the sliver gap. That didn't really work.
I was going to say, I wonder if he... Oh, he spotted 3.
Imagine you naded yourself with that if he was low. Yeah. Oh, hang on. That came right back.
I'm assuming you wanted to bounce off the pillar and just fall right beneath it.
100%. He knew where he was because he had a quick shoulder peek. But yeah, it was kind of funny watching it come right back at him. Boomerang effect.
Man, if Hobbit's just going to have fun doing this the entire game, NiP's in a lot of trouble. We kind of highlighted it, I think, on the second round. It didn't have a huge impact at the moment, but NiP did bite on pressure to have like a very heavy rotation really early on, and that's going to open things up for Hobbit throughout this half. And Gambit, so far in this game, have thrown a pretty fakey style at them. Yeah, he could, no.
If he had a kit, I wasn't about to say, dude, he's going to do this. If he had a kit, okay, Inter's just going, there's no way, no way.
I mean, there's no way Hampus would ever think it's this clear.
Yeah, exactly that. If he had a kit and the smoke was on that, though, right at the start?
Or if he had known, he just hides behind those sight boxes for like another 10 seconds and then goes for it. But
we haven't seen a Ninja defuse like that in a while. There's 2 that always come to mind for me, and they're both...
What was it with that, Katowice?
The Snacks one, right?
Snacks one.
Yes, the Snacks one's the first one I was going to say. He walks out connector on Mirage, and they went CT and back through A to find him. And I think one went through jungle and went right by him, and that was the sound cue where he was like, I think I'm clear here.
Yeah.
That was a 1v5. And the other one was Kierby, while still playing for Dignitas, waited in the ruins on Inferno, and everyone went through CT spawn and Banana, and he just walked out and was like, cool, thanks.
Yeah, I'll take it. Rez will take that. Guns back in the hands of the NiP defense.
Plopski pushed at Jaguar, has Hampus and S-Tag trying to work down. Now that deep smoke this time is going to pay off because they didn't rush through it, and you're right, it cuts off that angle so they can't hold the lane.
Well, when Hobbit goes down, it's Exile who steps up next. He's already pushed close up towards mid, and he's going to go investigating. There's nothing there, and it's pretty soon Gambit's going to be calling out the aggression. Somebody surely is going to spot Plopski, pushing up Shiro. This would be a big win. Off angle towards Donut.
Oh, baby. I think at this point, too, you keep letting Axile go. Hampus is aware of it, but he's already in position. Shiro could clear Plopski to allow them out from the doors, but they've already realized that close smoke. They're out of utility, so Nafni and Inters are happy to just be patient on this.
The problem now for NiP is that one of the A players has to be aggressive towards mid to try and clear this out to find safety, which is going to pull him, or excuse me, one of the B players is going to pull him away from that bomb site, which is where the attack is coming in. So Gambit is just handling this so well, and this is what's so dangerous about them, just improving as a team so strong. And Axile...
Who spots the... he spotted him. I was going to say, one of them had to see the gun barrel, and I don't think Axile went quite far enough, whereas his gun would have been revealed. So that gives him away. You can see how much time it bought them, though. S-Tag and Plopski were both hunting, and B is wide open as a result.
Yeah, but look at the other cool thing from Gambit, too. The bomb site's wide open. They're walking their whole way in. They're not using utility. They're not making footsteps. They're not making any noise. So S-Tag has no idea that they're already into the bomb site, and that gets them an easy pick and just wins them the round. If you're using utility and you're making footsteps and rushing in to get that bomb planted, then all of a sudden S-Tag has the sound cues that you've taken over the bomb, so he can be a little bit more cautious. He's going to be a little bit more aware and heads up, and maybe he's got a chance to get a kill before you get that bomb planted. But Gambit just being clinical and efficient at the moment. NiP, I don't know if they need to do a timeout, but at some point they're going to have a conversation. Guys, what the hell are we doing in mid? How do we close the gap in this defense? We've been punished by it 3 times already in this game.
Yeah, Gambit's really just having their way with it. Middle especially, you're right. I mean, it's just been absolutely foolish. What's that, 3 rounds now they've gone up there to at least make contact and divide the map?
And even mid, if you want to count Pister on Hobbit going through Donut for that huge flank as well, that's a little bit more standard. But certainly, there's been like 3 gun rounds where the action for Gambit has been opened up by Hobbit in mid twice. This round it was Axile.
The weird thing is it's such, you know, the timings of it are such that the CTs should always arrive at middle first. So they have the option to try and combat this.
Most of their emphasis seems towards controlling lane outside of the B bomb site, and that's giving a lot of space for Gambit to work with in mid, and they're more than happy for it. 6-1, a 5-round lead, and a second timeout called by the Ninjas to talk that over. Hopefully addressing the situation. Fuzi's going to have an AWP in hand. 4 M4s next to him. Money is growing for the Gambit attack. You got 7,800 on Shiro, 5,100 on Nafany, 6,500 on Inters.
So Hampus this time will sit on the ledge, top middle. In fact, goes down into the cubby to try and get an off angle for those working in through the elbow. The deep smoke was deployed to hold them off, and they'll be expecting a little bit of aggression, but where is the question? Nades even raining in that direction, and Shiro and Hobbit scratched by that. I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine, or whatever the saying is, Jason.
Yeah.
Just scratch my belly instead. Fuzi's still waiting to see what's going to go on. But again, yeah, 3 players on the B side of the map for NiP. Nothing to deter vision inside a cave. Why does he double scoped? He's tagged. Now they know he's there. They'll put a nade out to try and use the reticles and particles from it and get the vision. Nafany with a double entry. Fuzi, I think he had the angle before he gave that away.
S-Tag is so sad.
Wrecked.
He's so sad right now. What is he supposed to do? They now know his position as well.
There's still 2 players inside of the cave, right? Shiro's there. If they can get a third to work that way, if Hobbit decides to go, they can actually boost on that wall and fire through the little peak at the top and take him down easily. And the only risk they're worried, or risk they have, excuse me, is exactly this. The smoke's now deployed at the front side of the cave, as if someone walked in behind them while doing it. It's a 3-man situation on either side immediately, and they don't want to give that away, although it is now, no matter what, as NiP find 2 kills. Hampus and Rez having smoked off Nafany. He's not walked out from the cave. He has no vision. They can retake part of the site. Now, the bomb is still down at the stairwell, but with 14 seconds left, they have to commit to this site, so Hampus is on the way. We are battling at B, and it's S-Tag, who's not so sad anymore. In fact, he's going to cheer himself up doubly so as he finds 2, and Hampus arrives a little bit too slow that time from Gambit.
Yeah, I think that round they really kind of gave it up. You get those 2 kills in Cave that quickly. I don't see why you would pause and not apply the pressure onto the bomb site. That's a little bit crazy. And Gambit, they slow play it. They give things up. Hobbit went back towards mid to investigate. I would wonder what the kind of call is after they get this second kill here, why they felt so uncomfortable about moving forward and attacking the bomb site. S-Tag was alone for a good 10 to 15 seconds. They had it and they closed the door on themselves. 6-2, NiP back on the winning ways. 4 rounds back. And Gambit's going to have to dig a little bit into that built-up money. Another timeout coming from the Gambit side of things. They're second. So they have some conversations with this next buy, wanting to get back to their winning ways. NiP still not able to string rounds together. There's a 4-round run between the 2 wins from NiP.
Shot out. Fuzi's got the opener. AWP success and a sustainable pick. They've had one before. Remember, Hobbit went down a few rounds ago, and still they were able to open up the site. So this needs to be very carefully considered from NiP, and Plopski getting a little bit aggressive, considering the fact they could boost and try and thwart his position. Bomb's way back this time towards spawn. Shiro's going to grab that now. I think we might see an A hit for the first time in a while, given that Axile is still over in the halls, and Nafny and Hobbit are heading toward Donut. It's Hampus that will be the first point of contact, so he needs to be very, very careful with the M4 in that position. He's going to get a free one. Hobbit walking in sideways. Rez, lovely shot to decapitate Axile as he walked into the site. And this looks much better from NiP. So now we're looking at back-to-back rounds potentially for them for the first time this game. And money on the Gambit side, not great.
Is he going to go all the way through? Is he going to wait in it? He's going to wait. Hampus has no idea. With the second player joining Rez, this could actually be a round changer. If Nafny's able to get this kill as the smoke clears, Hampus, no clue. Ooh, he does react in time. Close. Close affair, and yeah, this round slips away from Gambit. 3 individual fights, 1 at B, 1 at A, and 1 in Donut to start the round. They all go against Gambit, and then there's no options left. So a 3rd round for NiP as they're clawing back into this first half. And finally, 2 rounds in a row as well. And Shiro's just going to save the op. No money left for Gambit, although Inters is going to be able to buy. Nafny will be able to as well. It's Axile and Hobbit who might be forced onto a weaker weapon. We're starting to get a game on our hands.
Yeah, we are. This is the turning point, or the way back in, at least for NiP. Now, we've said that a number of times this week, and as always in Counter-Strike, pistols seem to prevail when they shouldn't. Is it a recency bias for me, Jason? You were around a lot more in 1.6. It seems like eco rounds were less formidable back then, less powerful.
Much less formidable.
Yeah, and I wanted to be careful saying that because I can't remember any, but I'm just wondering if that's me, you know? But yeah, no question in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, they certainly can surprise. We'll see if they do this time as the Deagle and Tech9 go against the rifles, but Hobbit still with an AK. That will count as just a straight-up duel. He, assisted in by the flash of Axile, will take out Hampus. So again, they have the advantage, an S-tag on 9.
Yeah, gives it a little Hobbit hop into that fight. That wasn't too bad at all. S-tag at the B bomb site. He's so low, he's just going to tuck himself into a tiny little corner, try and stay hidden. However, again, that opens up the middle of the map. We'll see if that comes back to haunt NiP. Certainly, they've got to be a bit paranoid considering the way this half has gone. You can see in the minimap, Plopski and Fuzi both going passive at B to address the middle situation just in case. And NiP's defense starts to shift. A attack is going to come in. Any Molotov, any nade into the back corner is going to ruin S-Tag's day, but there's only one. It's on Inters.
Shiro, for the set piece nade to try and support this entry. S-Tag doesn't need to peek this. He's on the 9 HP, as we said. He can play this as long as he wants. The only thing that would really ruin his day right now is a Molotov thrown that direction. Or a nade, for that matter.
I'm assuming Inters is going to want to use it at Temple. Uh-oh.
Boost. He's heard the tap. Oh, he's missed the jump as well because of that, because Inters was uncertain as to whether or not he should stick around in that position. I thought S-Tag might actually swing on that. He may get a free shot to Nafny if he overextends, dropping down. He's got the sliver gap for the information at the very least. Slow play again from Gambit. Hobbit's going back with the bomb, just to note.
This is just a quiet way. I mean, there's no way for NiP to know numbers. They haven't spotted anything yet. I mean, this is just, even despite the footsteps on the boost, now they're going to know. Now they're going to know, but it's a little bit late. Good kill from Fuzi. He's set up a play from Plopski. 1 frag for him. Bomb's being planted. Plopski can't stop it.
Hobbit was low. I thought if he went back out and just tapped at the planter, he might take him down 19 HP. I mentioned Hobbit was going back. Once they got the opening pick, they committed to this bomb site. Shiro now is the best line of defense with an AWP. He'll stay close to the box. Spots on CT. He'll hit Fuzi jumping across, but he returns the favor with a headshot instead. It's all onto Hobbit and the Tech9 to hold. Never picked up a weapon from his deceased teammates. From the range, he'll get at least 1, but Plopski too quick to trade, and NiP find 4.
I can't believe Shiro even hit that shot as Plopski jumps across, but then he thinks that Plopski's going to be committed, maybe because of the tag, and bold re-peek from Plopski nets him a kill. 6-4. Again, it felt like Gambit was doing everything right, just taking a little bit long, and NiP's rotations were just perfect. Well struck from Plopski in the clutch. 4 players go down. Gambit's gonna buy right back up into it with the help of that plant. They want to keep the pressure on NiP's economy going. Although NiP's starting to look good. 3 rounds straight on the CT side of Ancient.
And a lot more presence in middle now as well. Hampus has been there time and time again. Fuzi this time's going to support him as well with a bit of utility. They've got that deep smoke toward elbow once more. Hobbit, the one that's toying with going through it. He'll eat a nade for his troubles, down to 80 HP. ADHD?
Not bad. Way to just show off exactly what it's like.
Squirrel?
Inters and Nafany holding lane. Shiro's gonna join up with him with a lowly Galil. Everyone from Gambit just looking for some pushes at the moment. Now gonna start moving in towards taking Jaguar. No Molotov to help, just one single flashbang.
You'd think those flashbangs, when you drop them to a teammate, weigh like 800 pounds the way they just go boop on the ground. Like no bounce, no resonation of sound, just a large, dense object.
Rez is going to be here with the double op setup, actually. Fuzi has one towards B, but Rez looking towards Temple could be dangerous. Maybe not so much anymore.
Maybe it just throws me off because they do bounce when you throw them, but when you drop them, just immediately defying gravity and sticking to the earth. Inter's starting it off, Hampus down, Rez smoked off, can't do anything about this. Bomb's gonna go in and get planted behind the box. And Hobbit is still inside of Donut with Nafany in middle. He does have to consider if they came through top mid, because Nafany's down below the box, but doesn't really need to worry too much about that, and that means everyone else in the site can focus on the main connection points for the CTs.
The timing for someone to be rotating from B bomb site through lane towards mid is over, so now Nafany can address just towards mid, and it doesn't even matter. NiP's calling it off. That's too clean of a take. Rez is smoked off with the AWP. Entry kill provided by Inters onto Hampus, and no chance for the Ninjas. That'd be a big, big risk of their weaponry with not a whole lot of money behind it. If Nafany can just get 1 kill here, that'd be huge, but I would be curious how much he's going to be willing to investigate.
He's going to be sought. Oh, yeah, there you go, he got it. I thought he was going to actually get taken down there because he had the lesser weapon, but nailed it.
That's painful. No, there is money for a drop. There's money for 2 drops, in fact. So NiP's going to have a full buy, but that's just, an extra 3,000-ish that's taken away, 4,000-ish that's taken away from NiP. So 3-round lead now for Gambit as they extended a bit more. They still have the 3 Galils as well, and they still have the double op setup, so still dangerous. A dangerous defense they're going up against.
Plopski going to push down. Ooh, that nade, Hobbits. They're definitely dealing with middle now, Jason, aren't they? That corner's getting absolutely pumped full of projectiles, and Nafany's sneaking through the smoke. The other option, obviously, is to come out from the box side. Hobbit gone. Does Axile try and strike before or after? He's going to sneak out, but already Fuzi is long gone inside of the smoke.
It's hard to work up the courage to go for that trade swing. You never know if the op's going to be training the position, if there'll be a second player in middle, whatever it might be. Now they want to address towards Jaguar. Plopski.
I think it's because it's the op, right? Like all he needs is one angle and it hits you. If it's a rifle, you might be able to take the duel with the element of surprise, but...
Plopski backs off Jaguar and Cave. There is an op on Fuzi here in the open at the B bomb site, peering down the B ramp.
Getting closer to the point of contact. Again, Fuzi's timing. He moves back. As soon as they actually did shoulder peek out after throwing the nades. He sneaks through the smoke, though, because he was close enough by to beat them to the point. And he will take one away as Inters drops. Brings us to the man advantage for NiP with 38 seconds. Rez is pushed all the way out from A. Hampus, quick check toward middle, but now he rotates over. S-a-tag, you said it was going to be a dangerous defense. Well, it's a Danish defense right now because he still sits up in the cubby. And he sits with 6 HP, but it's enough to slow things down, and I'm not sure what Gambit does here. They're going to try and rotate this around to Cave. Shiro will try and work with Nafany, but who? He's gone. You don't have any friends left on the map right now.
Triple kill from Fuzi in this round with that op. He's doing good work, and now they know where Shiro is. Would love to get a spam kill. 10 seconds left. He's going to try and back away. Maybe try and save his gun, but coming back for more. Maybe wants to take some weapons away. Catch Fuzi off guard, but nope, not this round. Quad kill for the Swedish Opper. NiP have 5.
Solid play from Fuzi as well to go back through that smoke. I mentioned he just quick scoped off it, queued out, was repositioning when the smoke came over, and there it is right there. He went back through it because he knew, hang on, that came from deep. And he had the time to strike, and their smoke actually provides the safety in that situation. So takes advantage of it. Good round. Good to see the op rolling again. They still have res on the second one, but it's AK-47s for all of Gambit this time. And still 7 rounds, to be fair, on this T side. Even though it's been 4 of the last 5 for NiP.
Ooh, Hampus. Oh, that's a nice play. Hobbit never expected him to push up. That was a little trickery thrown into the mid defense. They're just going to dry contact this, I think.
Yeah, Hobbit's starting to hobble a bit, I think, in this game because he's been shut down in middle, and that was his access point.
We mentioned it a couple times early on, especially when the timeouts were coming out. NiP had to have a conversation about how to control mid, and they've done just that. They've figured it out. Shiro, ooh, almost picks off the head. That was Hampus, who was in a lot of danger. And now, with that kind of presence in middle, they're going to start shifting towards the A bomb site. Hampus is dedicated towards Temple. They've got Fuzi with the op, who is looking mid. Now he's going to start rotating over towards A, and Rez is going to hit a stunning shot with the AWP. Gambit is running out of steam on this T-half. They are stopped cold each and every place they go.
Shot out Exile. Gets Rez. Hampus goes back behind the smoke. They know he's on the platform somewhere, but he's trying to buy time and space. Not only that, he'll get Inters down, and now Exile's going to be completely surrounded. Fuzi working out. He's going to swing around. Exile might get the kill, but Dooley's on the scene. They arrive and immediately take him down as he had nowhere to hide, nowhere to react, no time to do so behind the box, and Nafany finds himself in a 1-on-2. Wrong time to throw the nade. S-Tag heard that, knew he had a defenseless human on the other side, and it's now within 1 round.
Classic nade toss to just ruin your day. 7-6. NiP, what a phenomenal comeback this has been. 5 of the last 6 going in their favor. They have locked down the map. All it took was a little bit of money, and Gambit's going to use a 3rd timeout here towards the end of this first half, going into these last 2 rounds. Not a whole lot of money in this one either. So maybe not a tactical conversation, maybe a mentality conversation happening here. Double op setup is doing good work for NiP. That was a good entrance from Exile.
Dooley's did something, Jason.
They did.
Look, they've been getting kills. I'll give them that. You know, you just haven't had your crowning moment for them.
Not this. I think they've had enough moments recently.
Nope.
Okay. Good argument.
Thank you.
But yeah, they're just fun. They're just fun. We're going to get out of that tactical timeout, we're going to get a little technical pause here as Gambit, I'm assuming it's a microphone issue.
Yeah, they're looking down the line, so obviously the admin trying to figure it out. I think, yeah, the cable's being pulled. He's referencing the cable, Jason. Maybe it's a little too tight. It's caught on something, so he has no slack in the cable.
I had that yesterday. I had to cast a few rounds from the floor. My audio cable got stuck under the wheel of my chair, so maybe we got some of that going on.
Yeah, that's tough.
It was awkward. It's real awkward. Over on the B stream, if you guys are curious, won't give out the score, but Heroic taking on Virtus Pro there. Another big game, an exciting game to decide who's going to go to the semifinals, who's going to go to the quarterfinals. No elimination there. This game, however, is. Winner goes to the quarterfinal. Loser gets to watch from home, from the crowd itself, from the Spodek Arena itself.
And the crazy thing about this is, I mean, look at those 2 teams because, you know, Heroic right now, interestingly enough, are kind of ZywOo's kryptonite, but also
everyone
usually...
Everyone knows ZywOo's kryptonite.
Fair enough that he's not looking his typical form. I guess everyone has to have a sophomore slump, even if it's a few years after his sophomore year, so to speak. But Heroic to me is the team that can kind of... Maybe it's a counter-stratting thing with Katie. They can foil Navi's plans on a good day, and they can certainly contain ZywOo, but it seems like every other team is problematic for them. But on the other side, obviously, that scoreline is great for them. Virtus Pro is a fan favorite here for the obvious Golden 5 Polish roster, and we've been romanticizing about them being potentially the dark horse. I think the fans would be behind that, and I think it would be a beautiful story to see them in Spodek.
I'd be interesting to see if the fans would be behind the organization that had kind of their legendary players, their heroic players. And
I think there's still a lot of
I'd be curious
fans that are, you know.
Yeah, I'm actually excited to see it. Either way, whichever way it goes. I think it's a fun story regardless. Hampus going to push up and get aggressive. Rez has found an opening kill. That's towards the 8 bomb site. Nafany doesn't even get a chance to investigate. 3 players here. And Shiro's going to hear those footsteps, and surely he takes the space. Plopski gave up a lot of intel with that move. S-Tag could be in trouble. Oh, he's just playing it so passive. This is smart. Ooh. He was spotted. They spotted him as well. Now, Gambit has to hold on to this bomb site with just pistols because the bomb's going to be coming up way, way far away. It's just past T-spawn just now. There's going to be a lot of people here, and I think now access to the site is closed down.
That's done.
It's a bit of an awkward round based off that rotation from Plopski, but all good.
Well, they shut the site down. Fuzi was already up toward the cave. They rotate back. Axile actually got by Fuzi, so he's going to work into the site, but S-Tag's already rotated over as well. There's not a lot of access here. So if somehow Axile plants this bomb, yeah, not going to happen. I would be very impressed because that would give them a bit more money. We've got a tie game, and NiP finally closing down the score. 6 of the last 7 rounds have gone their way, which is very impressive. Unfortunately, the problem being is the CT side of map. It took them a bit to get started, so they still have a job to do when we swap over. Question is now, will they have the lead when we do so? As the double op has paid off, they'll have it again. Hampus with an AK, and there's 5 AKs on the Gambit side. This weather report brought to you by Sadokist.
Yeah, I liked it though. It was good. Here we go, Nafity enters. And sheer out towards lane. Actually, this is a little bit different from what we've seen throughout Gambit this whole half. They kind of give up that whole spread across the map thing. And it's a bummer of a time to do it because Rez has already started pushing outside of A, so he's going to have a lot of information. B-Lean is going to be very strong for the Ninjas, and they're just going to go for an attack up B ramp. Fuzi about to be in some trouble. Blinded and utility in hand, but S-Tag and Plopski hold him off long enough, and there he is. He gets settled down, he gets the scope back out, and it is a complete wash in the favor of NiP again.
And how does Shiro get anything done at this point in time? A bomb in his hand, that's one way. Don't go for the plant, go for the kills, clear the site, that's how he does it. Straight assassination, 3 kills now in the round. Bomb to be planted, and safely to rotate back down the ramp, but does he know? That's where Rez is arriving from, and his back still exposed. He's still in the open. Oh, he ducked down just in time. Rez didn't quite spot him, or did he? Because he works up now with his crosshair firmly fixed upon that lane. He may have just seen the backside as Shiro is inside of the corner. His gun will show first. No, Rez looked away. Thinks he's rotated all the way around. Thinks he's missed his chance. Now they each know where the other is. And Shiro, a lovely, lovely way to end the half for Gambit. 8-7 maybe. That's why people said he should have been higher on the HLTV top 20 list. But right now, we've got a few more rounds to play to decide the outcome of this. Map 1, NiP Gambit. We're going to take a break. We'll see you in a sec. Giving them a slight edge, and we will get underway on the pistol and dualies for Hobbit.
Yeah, that was an absolutely beautiful 1v3 to win. We'll see if Hobbit's got anything to say. And Donut with a pair of pistols, they're going to come right at him. Nafany and Shiro are going to have a very fast flank as well. If Hobbit can just hold him off. Axile's going to try and pull them into these dualies. Here we go, Matt. This is the chance.
Yep, that's, sorry, Jason. We're a little bit past the hour now.
Can I get a break with these
No,
dualies?
Absolutely not. You don't get a break ever, let's be honest. Even today in the green room, we were all bantering. You were saying nothing, and you were still catching strays.
That's fine.
Just typical, you know? Well, the bomb is planted. It's still only a 1-man advantage after all of this for NiP, but they bought some time more than anything because there is no kits in play right now for Gambit. Shiro way back as well from the side. Inters is already cleared through, but he hasn't found anyone, so he's going to rotate back over to Donut. Therefore, Shiro's going to know there has to be people on this side. He swings and finds Uzi! How does this guy continue as he did at the end of the half? 2 more headshots as they both get caught sleeping, and he's got another triple kill, all with headshots, and Gambit, do they have the time? I think they do. Yes, absolutely. 9-7.
Shiro has single-handedly won the last 2 rounds. That's incredible. He even knew the final player was in towards A, or I mean, his teammate knew they were in towards A main. This is wonderful. And look at the follow-up drive-by. He just like slides into this headshot, no business.
Uzi thinks Rez is watching the entry, and Rez can't see it. That's,
Then
man.
he drops the smoke, and he says, hey, get on it. I'll get another headshot. That's disgusting. 3 shots, 3 kills.
Wow.
And a pistol round for Gambit. That's both pistols going in their favor.
Shiro, the absolute hero right now.
And you got to give him credit, because this is exactly, oh, he's already got the op in the second round. That's brutal. Hampus would have never expected that. And Shiro's going to rotate back around. I'll come back to that point in a second, because it looks like Shiro's going to build upon this. Yeah, another frag for him. Another easy one. Affinity goes down.
Needs to be a little bit careful, though. 13 HP, up, down. They've got to recover that at the end of the round. And right now, okay, they've got it. It was a 3-on-3. I was going to say they might be awkwardly positioned to do so. S-Tag is actually going to get a kill by way of flames. Fuzi does the damage on top of it to ensure, but nonetheless, he will be cleared out. Where's the op? Get it.
Yeah, they got it.
They got it. Okay, Hobbit got it. I actually didn't see Hobbit run for it. I was watching the other player in exile.
You got to admire those 2 rounds from Shiro, the 1v3 clutch at the end of the 15th round of the first half, and obviously the pistol round where he helps win, because Gambit had fallen asleep. You know, for such a hot start that they had, it had been a 6-1 run towards that point of the last round of the first half, and that's when you need someone like Shiro, one of your star players, deliver you some kind of a big moment to get the team, you know, woken up, just infuse a little bit more energy into the squad, and that's exactly what he's done in these 2 rounds.
I would say 3. If you go back to the last half, he has 8 kills in those 3 rounds. He has 17 total. So yeah, he's definitely stepped up individually.
Yeah, 17-7 on Shiro, 16-11 on Exile. Gambit's loving the fact that those 2 players are delivering. NiP's a bit more of a spread across the entire squad, which is nice in its own way. 14 kills on Hampus to lead the way, 10 on Rez, who's at the bottom. So the other 3 players in between those 2 numbers. Gambit's got a 3-round lead in a round against Deagles.
Rez sneaking in. So far unchecked, and with them so far away from Cave, he's in and gone. Problem is bomb. Okay, S-Tag has it, excuse me. I thought it was down back towards spawn and not arriving yet, so they've got a plant off of this. This is a lovely start to the round for NiP. Rez will go ahead and grab the Galil, even though he was so successful on the Deagle, and he'll cover off lane. Axile, Shiro, they might just call a save on this, you know, because they have the AWP still, and that's expensive on the second round, now
no
the
kit.
third. And exactly that, no kit. There's no real reward and too much risk.
They're set up for exits right now. Actually, they're just going to back away from it altogether. I thought maybe Exile and Hobbit would stick around. They got to be careful watching their back. Hampus is coming in. Okay, Hobbit at least spotted it at a point that now there's no danger. He's going to stick around for the kill just to ensure things. NiP have 8 just off the back of a 1 headshot from Rez. Beautiful shot into the B-bomb site, taking all that space, taking a lot of risks just walking up, but he's rewarded. That 3-round lead down to just 2. Shiro can drop an M4 over to his teammates, so another full buy for Gambit's defense. Remember as well in the first half, Gambit used 3 timeouts, one of them in round 13, or at the end of round 13. They only have 1 remaining. NiP, I believe, with 2.
Flames still down, Hobbits. He's been familiar with having utility in front of him all game long. Rez again to start this round. He'll take down Nafny. Hobbit's gonna respond though. It's the man mentioned, but so too the trade as Fuzi finds Hobbit trying to run for the hole, and it's now going to be NiP with a significant lead in the fact by, it's only 1 man. It's a 4 versus 3, but the fact that Inters has 20 HP.
That aggression felt really discoordinated. I mean, especially the aggression from Inters into the Molotov. He's got to back away from the fight. Not nearly as much success as Gambit would have liked from that. So they shuffle those 2 players from the B-bomb site back towards mid. They wanted to re-aggress, but the smoke is going to scare them off. Although with low HP, Inters might just investigate, because why not? Risk it a little bit. Might be able to spin around in Donut after Axile calls contact.
Exile still waiting for this, needs to time it. Here's them running by now. They will check it late. Oh my goodness, I don't think he meant to hit Fuzi. He was pre-firing. for the player up close. That was Plopski. He drops the bomb temporarily. Tagged is Hampus again by the AWP, but S-Tag will step up to take down Inters, and that should be the round as Gambit heads for the hills. Shiro wants that op in his hands.
That was the damage done early on Inters as well. If he had HP for that fight, he might have been able to actually win it, and then you'd be facing off a 22 HP Plopski and a 5 HP Hampus. So good cleanup from S-Tag. Good job spinning to watch the flank, and NiP has their 9th in a position that puts Gambit with no money in the next round.
Yeah, no money at all. Vertigo, the second map in this series, just to make note. And that's picked by Gambit. This is NiP's pick on Ancient. Mirage is 3rd. So we get the 2 newer maps, and then the last of the remaining legacy maps to never have left the pool, Mirage.
Remember, everyone's favorite babyface killer Hobbit said there was in their dreams when suggested that NiP could win this series 2-0. Still a bit of a ways to go to see if that comes to fruition, but at the moment, NiP, just as they've been doing in the context of this whole tournament, staying in some of these games, staying in this event, still being competitive despite the fact that it feels like this NiP doesn't have the same power as some of the other squads remaining at the event, but they're proving everyone wrong for the moment.
Well, the other thing they've done is shut us up about T-sides, because the first day, that was absolutely a problem, and it has been a problem coming into this. Yeah, but now, they've suddenly found success over the last several games they've played. 2 already against Guns and against a pretty formidable Gambit to start off this half to make it 10-9. I thought when they only got 7 in the first half, that might be their demise on a map like this, but here we go again. They've got the advantage. Shiro still holding on to that AWP, though. He has not found an opening. He's gone aggressive to Donut, but he will not peek middle, so he better hope they head that direction if he wants to have any influence this time. Bomb still waits outside of the elbow, and NiP just looking for picks and information, even clearing out the cave early on. Hobbit's the only one over on the B site. USP, absolutely no investment. There we go, Shiro with the first. That's exactly what they need from it. Knows now there's a presence in middle. S-Tag wants the response for him, but Shiro is going to do probably what he should and only can do in this round, is immediately rotate that weapon.
I wonder if NiP is going to actually press the issue into the B bomb site, because the bomb is so far away. I don't know if they might have to wait for it, but man, that bomb site was clear. Everyone from Gambit has just arrived already. Nafany inside the site, but Plopski's here. Shiro with the op. He's got to get involved in the action, but surely he's going to get smoked off.
Well, he's smoked off on the opposite lane. He's still holding, knowing Plopski wants to come out of the cave. Look at Axile, though. He's gone all the way around, all the way out of B. Now he's making too much noise. The water on the feet, no, they didn't hear it. So he can actually still sneak up. I know it's just a pistol to work with, but it's a P250. Shoots early. I think he could have walked the whole way. I think he could have got right up behind them. Tries to slow them down and distract, but it's not going to pay off. Shiro can't find the ensuing shot, and Rez takes him down. The round should be secure at this point.
Yeah, I'm with you. I get what you mean. Axile maybe a little bit too long range for that pistol. I thought maybe he would have seen if Shiro could put any slow down or put any stop to that NiP attack with the AWP and see if that flank could be more powerful. Maybe something happened that we didn't see. Maybe somebody spotted him. Regardless, NiP's tied things up at 10. Good on Inters to try and save this op, and it looks like he's going to get away with it. It's not the worst outcome in the world for Gambit. Alrighty then.
10-10, very good, very well done from NiP, 3 in a row. That AWP still surviving for Gambit, though. They continue to carry that, and that's giving them a bit of a break in the economy, and now they'll be able to buy around it. Absolutely no problem in doing so. Okay, I thought I saw actually a second op bot and one on the ground. It was a FAMAS for Nafany.
No, I think he just shot a little early. Didn't hold his nerve.
Yeah, maybe he thought he could distract for his teammates on the site, but they had no idea he was there.
Here we go. 10-10. Gambit, outside of some heroics from Shiro, really don't have a whole lot to talk about in the past 6 rounds going back to the first half.
Pretty solid B positioning right now from NiP.
Pretty solid B positioning for Gambit as well. Shiro's rotated over. Hobbit's shifted from A support to watch mid. Good opening kill. That's Hampus to fall.
Inter's the only one pushed on cave, but he's close enough to hear the footsteps, the jumps, the pins being pulled on the grenades. And knowing, therefore, there is quite a few people still outside of that B position, that means Shiro isn't going to rotate off just yet. And Hobbit still holding in middle can rotate quickly to the 2-lane position. Axile, Donut, just being extra careful that he's not going to be overwhelmed by anyone sneaking and lurking in toward A. Interestingly enough, Inters has given up cave, and Rez is going to head in that direction.
Still a Molotov and a smoke on these B defenders at the moment, so they can drop in whichever choke point they want whenever they're feeling pressure. Inters is flashed down. Deep nade. Just a tiny bit of chip damage onto Fuzi. But still, as soon as Inters feels that hit coming, as soon as he feels like NiP is committed to the attack, that Molotov is going to be dropped at the top of a ramp, and access will be completely denied.
Axile's starting to rotate now as well, 34 seconds. He's even gone to Temple so he can get quicker to the site. He's unsure. They're unconvinced by anything going on A to suggest that it is going to be a commit, but now they'll know as Inters is the one to step up. He even gets the assist, unfortunately, for the enemy team, but he'll turn it around again and find 4 overall, and that is how to hold on B as Gambit take back the lead, 11-10.
That's freakish. He just tosses a flashbang straight up in the sky, and his teammate is actually fighting down B ramp, so the attackers are all looking in the direction the flashbang, gets 2 free kills, and then just works some magic around the smokes inside of the bomb site. Great work from Inters. Good hold of this B bomb site. Gambit desperately needed a stop right here. No chance for Plopski and Esatag, and that clothesline onto Fuzi sets him up for the 4th. 11-10, Gambit get back into the lead.
Sticking with the single op at Shiro, this time not as much commitment toward B, just Plopski on that side of the map for NiP, the rest heading out toward A. This is where Axile was waiting the entire time. Last round he was even unsecure and unsure as to whether or not he should rotate and was constantly dancing around for peaks. Again, though, he's going to go quite far forward to Donut, so they'll play the retake position onto the A site. Hobbit still holding toward the top middle, flashes out. Axile knows, but smoked. Shiro's gonna rotate. Now, that'll allow a bomb plant easily behind the box. But it's not gonna do much. I say it's gonna allow a bomb plant. They're slow about putting it down, and as a result, they'll fire through. Nades to soften him up, the shot's in. That should have been planted, because now everyone from Gambit is close by. Utility is dwindling, and Axile gets S-tag. This is a disaster. That bomb should have gone down some 15 seconds ago, and I don't think it's ever gonna touch the ground in this round. Hampus has to bail on it, and Gambit are going to get 12.
Axile just delivers everything, kills the planter twice through smoke. He's got all the angles. He even knew where the follow-up angle for the plant was gonna be to get safety from his first position. That is such beautiful defense, and that smoke at the choke point to Donut gives Axile a lot of space to work with that M4. Hampus, 30 seconds, 1 versus 4. Eats a nade. And he'll be taken down by the op of Shiro. So hat trick between the 2-star players of Gambit, or excuse me, a full house.
I find it very interesting that they were playing a retake onto the A site with only 1 kit in play, despite that they all could have afforded more, by the way. But I guess that's why Axile was there. We don't need to defuse.
Yeah. Yeah, if there's no plant. What a strategy that is. Just don't let the bomb go down.
Yeah, wow. Brilliant, actually.
Yeah, someone else could have thought of that first, I think.
Don't know why I haven't ever.
2-round lead for Gambit's defense. Starting to look good. Still, Axile and Shiro powering things. 21 kills on Shiro, 20 kills on Axile. Inter started to catch up with his quad kill in the previous round. He's got 13 frags. Gambit's looking good, though. Showing off a little bit as well, saying you can't plant in my house. Round 23 out of the timeout for NiP. Back to just pistols. Last time they had a round like this, they won it at the B bomb site based off 1 headshot from Rez as he marched up the ramp. But this time, they're all going to be going towards A. No utility either.
So the quick mid to Donut for Hobbit and Axile. Inter's already in the cave and unopposed so far, unobstructed by utility.
Gambit's going to be so happy there's no utility playing this kind of retake-y style at this A bomb site as well. It's going to give him all the angles. Axile's just got a deathmatch headed his way.
In some ways, this time, it's further away for Gambit to rotate, so I would almost say their odds are just as good if they can get a bomb plant down. That was the problem last time. Axile, though, like you say, with no utility, doesn't even need to worry about shooting through smoke. He'll shoot straight on, finds the first, steps off. They line up, he gets 2. It's a collateral, in fact, with the AK, and down goes Rez. Anti-eco spray down. Hobbits will take out Hampus, and that one was quickly dealt with. 13 now for Gambit.
That's a tough off angle to handle with no armor, no utility, no nothing. Good kill from Axile. He takes a deep breath. 13-10. Yeah, this angle, they're just swinging right into you. Even just the step back after the first kill denies any opportunity for spacing from NiP. 3-round lead into round 24. 3 kits for the CT side. Plenty of utility. Deep. Hampus is going to come through the smokes. Oh, it's so chaotic down here. It's so chaotic. I don't know if they realize it. Surely Axile's going to check eventually, though.
Hampus going straight up above. has gone undetected, but it's, oh, I was gonna say Axile to swing. We looked at the wrong camera, it threw me off, but yeah, he absolutely backs off, gets the wide angle, and therefore the kills. He will eventually drop to S-Tag, who re-peeks back inside of middle, but him and Fuzi are all that remain, and Shiro's aware that this could slow things down, and they're gonna spread the map out so that they don't leave A wide open.
S-Tag's hoping that he can just walk towards the A bomb site with 2 players killed in mid, that he can just kind of march in and nobody's gonna have eyes on this, and maybe he can gain an opportunity to flank, but he's just gonna stumble right into Shiro's crosshair. Ooh, a little bit of a miss, tricky jump. Flashbang is out. Oh, Shiro was out in the open. S-Tag had an opportunity. He needs this kill. He needs a kill. Shiro's gonna bail out. Smoke's gonna give him cover. That at least helps his teammate get in with the bomb. 2 on 3, and an important round for NiP. They have a chance here, but it's not done yet. Gambit playing this so passive. Good kill, turn from the flashbang. Shiro now, oh, sees him back turned. S-Tag falls. And Shiro's gonna tag another one through the box. Nafany hasn't even needed to be activated just yet. Shiro's doing it all, and he knows he's got Fuzi low. He's found a double kill in the round and a 14th round for Gambit overall.
Yeah, 14th indeed. Shiro again is the one to step up. This time not needed in a clutch per se, but Gambit getting back in control after, I'll call it a scare of those 3 rounds in a row from NiP. And there's 2 things to note in that time is that, yes, NiP had 1 kill, the Res 1 kill round where they walked in, that pulled them back into it, but the AWP was constantly saved from Gambit. They did what they needed to do economically, and now they're in full control, although this time they'll be faced with 4 Galil, excuse me, the secondary rifle on the T side, that is, and 1 AK-47, and this pretty much suggests that we are not looking at overtime. It is a maximum loss round bonus, though, so bomb plant would influence that significantly, and that's probably why NiP are so willing to go in on this.
Sexy little run boost play for Shiro. He's gonna get a quick angle peering down lane. No one's here, though. NiP showed they were coming in this direction. They even smoked off Jaguar, but they wanted nothing to do with the pressure they felt from Gambit's defense. They're gonna fall back, let that smoke fade, potentially re-execute. Oh, that smoke kind of ruins their day as well. Nafany showing presence. So a split. Plopski and Hampus looking to work mid, just as Hobbit falls back. Shiro's gonna hold his angle all day until he's forced off. The only thing that kind of poses any real danger with this setup is that Hobbit has to be a little bit aggressive to have the information in middle. We'll see if that smoke forces Shiro back now that Hobbit can no longer help him. Asleep at the wheel, just tags Rez through the box.
Shots out Rez trying to spam inside of the site, but Shiro backed off inside a cave, will not be a victim of that. Nafany still supporting the site directly. Enters a Donuts. There's a bit more. Ooh, that nade. That's pretty sick. That lands pretty much between the butt cheeks of S-Tag, and he'll be feeling that one for days. As Fuzi's gonna work up, Nafany times his peak to perfection. Pops out to take down 1. Shiro still inside of the cave, has cleared that position and now can go back inside of the site, but at the pillar, he's blind. He's got to be careful to get away as Plopski tries to run him down, can't do it. And as he resets, he will at least get the shot from the Galil. That leaves Rez a chance to get the bomb. But where does he go? Because Inters has burned him. He picks it up and just dies immediately as he tried to get out of that situation, tried to get Plopski a chance at this, and there is no time. Because that bomb is lost, Plopski can't possibly win out this round, and it's 14 for Gambit.
Not only because the bomb is lost, but remember all the delay at the start of the round. Remember, NiP wanted access to that part of the map for so long, and they were just blocked off by smoke the whole time. That round took so long to just get to the point where NiP feel like they could actually pull the trigger and attack. And enough kills from Gambit to slow things down massively.
And Rez, I mean, it seems silly to step on a Molotov in that situation, but he's desperate. He just wants to get the bomb with the time that was remaining, which I suppose says why that Molotov was so significant to begin with, knowing that they were running out. Map point for Gambit.
5 rounds straight for Gambit to get to this point. NiP did a lot of hard work to tie things up at 10-10 early on in this first half, and Gambit was like, nah, not anymore. Come alive, pull away. Axile with 26, Shiro with 24. Those guys are playing lights out.
You'd say they're in the groove. But we are...
Weird you're known for your wordplay.
It's weird. Makes me question our audience sometimes. Bomb will wait back inside of the water position as Hobbit and Inters push up. Nafny going to go aggressive as well, throwing down another nade toward the corner. And remember, this is NiP's choice. We go to Vertigo next for Gambit. Smoke in position at the doors. Nafny will reposition. Inters and Hobbit, both inside of that cave, is going to leave little access to anywhere else in the map. Full give up of A right now, full retake. I mean, Axile's out toward middle. No one's even there for Gambit. And NiP have not had much success over there, so why not?
Yeah, that is kind of funny. They don't care about the bomb site at all. Just like you guys can have it if you want to take it this round. Good luck.
Well, Nafny's going to rotate over now, so they didn't get the early contact they might have been expecting. Perhaps NiP would throw a curveball to try and keep this game alive. So far, they have not found a pick either. Rez has gone down to 57.
Rez is lucky that smoke plumed. Inter's lost the tracking to spray him down. Boost up, but Shiro is off the angle that Fuzi's going to want to look into. That's interesting. Nothing connects. If Hampus ever explored Donut or even peeked into the A bombs, you might see that it's entirely clear. It's wild that Gambit's just played this whole round. The most defense they've had there is where Nafny's position is right now, just spotting. Shiro, a chance to give Rez a haircut, but just slightly misses.
Shots out. Hobbits will get Plopski down. Hampus does respond and return the favor, but he's lost. Nafny spraying into him, finds the kill. Rez gets Hobbit. We've only got 7 seconds. They have to hold this plant. They're going on the safe side of the pillar, so Inters can't find it, and now they have a chance. A 2-on-2. Shiro still with his AWP, though, and he gets both. This one's over, and Shiro is absolutely the man of the match. 26 kills for him. Axile not far off, but the impact of the AWP, remarkable for Gambit.
It feels like NiP almost ran out of steam in terms of tactics towards those last 2 rounds, running out of time, just waiting for utility to clear towards B, waiting for utility to clear to give them access to lane, and time just runs out on them. Tough times, highlighted by Shiro and Axile. Gambit